Good morning guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update, so if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4 hour, as you can see, well, got to our resistance yesterday, had a bit of a wick into that zone, had a pullback, not quite to our actual support level, but not far off it. And now are subsequently having a nice little bounce back up. So obviously that looks good. It looks bullish, getting bought back up here. Obviously the next move is for Bitcoin is to get above, to hold and confirm a 4 hour candle above this. I mean, we can pretty much call it 38k. If we get a 4 hour close above 38k, I think that will trigger the next move into the 40ks. Maybe it'll be around only 40k, 41k, 42k. Who necessarily knows? But yeah, I think it would give us a bit of a foray up into this area. Obviously we've got clear defined levels to the downside, but I mean it pretty much is still this horizontal level. But we've obviously got the low here. But taking out this low around 36,000. Will probably give us enough momentum to at least wick below this support, and then it will be a case of do we close a candle below there, do we hold below there, or do we just get bought back up? Obviously my bias would be, if that was to happen, we'll get bought back up and we'll just stay in this range and trade sideways for a bit. But yeah, obviously we could break down. One thing I just would note overall is that you guys obviously know I like the horizontal ranges. We've got the roughly 30 to 40k. I mean, you look at this could just be price action that basically broke above the actual range. But if we kind of have these two boxes here, which I'll actually extend this one over. If we have, see if I can get it bang on without wasting too much time. There we go. And this one down here, we extend this one over. You can kind of see if we basically operate within here, then if we kind of look at this, it just price action that was just basically pumped us above, because obviously the momentum we got on the overall move, the momentum on this bounce. But if we now look at this as the range, which is like, say, we can call this basically, say, 39k, we'll call it 39k and 30k. You could argue, you could look at this and think, well, we are basically at this level now, so we are at least going to come back and test the middle of the range, which should probably get us bound around to about 34k. So yeah, that's what I would be aware. That's what I would be cognizant of. Either actually, if we get rejected here, a test to the middle of the range, or even all the way down to the lower end of the range if we don't make progress here and get above this level. Obviously, like I said, we've got clear defined levels. I mean, taking this level out would then probably get us down to here. Taking that would get us down to here. But obviously any of those levels can just get bought back up from. Yeah, it's pretty basic analysis here, guys, and to be honest, I'm like kind of thinking about what I'm saying, and all I'm just doing is drawing some horizontals and saying we're trading between these levels. But horizontals are basically the easiest way to gauge price action, as long as obviously you got them in the right place. And we obviously, when we're in trending moves, they're clearly not as important. They're important for, say, pullbacks, but when we are in a relative sideways trading market, which we clearly are, because we put our top in very early January, and it's very early February, so we've been about a month in this range where we haven't even got back up to this high. So we are trading sideways here, so we are basically ranging. So this can go on for a prolonged period. It's already gone on for a month, so it could go on longer. And then yeah, I mean, realistically, we're just looking at the horizontal levels and the ranges that we're in, seeing as we are not currently trending. So yeah, there we go. Obviously we've got clear levels to break above. I mean, on the basis of what I'm kind of saying about this level, I mean, maybe getting above here back to 40k, that may be what then triggers a move up to basically bust this range, and then we can establish a new range, maybe come and back test the range and trade sideways, or we could just catapult our way in a trending move again, back maybe up towards 60k, maybe even higher. But I would potentially be looking for around this high 50-60k then for the next level of basically sideways, if that is to be the game plan. So yeah, at an interesting point then for Bitcoin, are we going to break above here? If we do, I mean, then are we just correct with, like, say the 41k is the top of the range and we trade sideways to down, or are we gonna start trending again? So yeah, interesting point. Obviously for me, I'm more than happy for this market to trade sideways, and altcoins just to keep pumping, especially our friend over here, Ethereum. As you can see, Ethereum Satoshi pairing, the main one, my favorite chart, the one that I basically want to go up the most. You can see we're basically at highs. We're basically literally at highs. We're sitting holding at, well, recent high, clearly not all-time highs, but obviously very recent highs in the very well, to be honest, in the long term, just not our all-time highs. If we actually just want to look at what our all-time highs are, you can see we actually do have quite a long way to run. But I am currently targeting this. It will obviously depend how long it takes to get there, what the price level will be, but basically this trend line here. So yeah, it may pretty much probably will end up being around the mid 0.055s. But yeah, that's basically the what I'm looking for, and then we're going to see how we interact with that level. Maybe we trade sideways, maybe we have a pullback from that level. But either way, this is looking very good for Ethereum. Ethereum USD pairing. Obviously not as important to me, because if I look at this one, I look at Bitcoin, this is just this is obviously just a derivative. Actually, the Ethereum USD pairing is just a derivative of the Bitcoin price and the Ethereum Bitcoin price. Clearly, obviously most people would actually look at I mean, it's basically just a formula with 3 inputs, isn't it? But most people will probably say, oh, actually, it's the Bitcoin price and Ethereum price, and this is a derivative of it. Yeah, I mean that is correct, but it just depends what importance you put on them to then decide in which way you would order them. But yeah, obviously you can arrange these around in any way you want within the formula. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, as you can see, yeah, this holding at highs, US dollar pairing wise. I mean, you obviously, you guys know, I'm after breaking this ascending triangle. I'm looking at targets basically around 2k. So yeah, I mean, this looks good for a bull flag. This does look good, like, at the moment for a bull flag. We'll just enjoy the extension, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be around 2k. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much around 2k. So yeah, it's kind of what we're looking at here. Basically, I mean, to be honest, if I drew it from the top of the breakout level of this bull flag, it would be at 2k, but anyway, that's fine. You guys know, you guys get the picture. So yeah, Ethereum USD looking good. Obviously, it would be nice to see 2k Ethereum. I think that'd probably get Ethereum really going. Really, it would start dragging Bitcoin up, and which would then obviously drive Ethereum up even more. And then, I mean, I don't think it'd be long before mid 2k to 3k Ethereum. And I will just put it out there. I'll put it out there now. I am hoping, stroke expecting, realistically, waiting for this year, some point this year, maybe the end of this year, $8,000 Ethereum. So yeah, around that mark. One thing I will tell you guys in crypto, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this already, but I expect the unexpected. Markets will go further than you expect them to go, both to the upside and the downside. So if you're thinking that's a bit crazy, then yeah, I mean, crazy things happen in crypto. And yeah, I mean, Ethereum is only basically roughly at its all-time high, obviously just a bit above it. So a 4x from here would take us obviously to about 6,000 plus. So you think about Bitcoin's already done a 2x pretty much from its all-time high. Well, it had done a 2x and just pulled back a little bit from breaking out above its all-time high. So if you think that bull run in Bitcoin's over and it's not going to go higher, then yeah, 2x is not 4x. But if you think Bitcoin is we're still on the bull trend, we're trending upwards, and we're going to carry on this bull run, then yeah, I mean, expecting a 4x from Ethereum from its all-time high, it clearly isn't what's the word? Clearly isn't unreasonable. It isn't unreasonable to expect that. That is what I'm saying. So on the basis it's not unreasonable to expect that, and then we can expect that, maybe then we get even higher, because like I've just said, markets go further than we expect. But what I will say is that I am working on the assumption markets do go more than we expect. So I have my initial expectation, and then I put on my markets go usually higher than I expect, so then to come to that new expectation. Whereas obviously I then can't then add there goes if higher than I expect when I've already I've already factored in the markets can go higher than you expect factor. Right. Anyway, Bitcoin dominance. BTC.D, look at that. We are below that horizontal now. Just look at this on the daily so you can kind of see what we are looking at here. This is clearly an important level. An important level. Yeah, this is an important level. We were waiting a long time for this move. We kind of thought maybe this was it. And then, I mean, there we go. There's our important level. Basically bounced us up and up to a new high. But we are now at that level. Below that level at the moment. Obviously, this is where we wait to load to. I mean, this is looking a little bit this is basically, this can get you pretty excited if you're heavily involved in altcoins. Basically, I mean, I guess there'll be some support around here, but I am looking at this trend line. As a target, and this is a pretty aggressively downward sloping trend line, even more aggressively if I draw it, if I scroll my mouse a little bit like this. Obviously, just ignore that. I'm just being silly. Oh no, I can't scroll back. But realistically, this is a realistic target. I mean, clearly, this is a level that we'd have to break then to go full bear down to what will actually be around 50%. If we do make a beeline there in a pretty sharpish nature. But yeah, I mean, this level will be a big level to break. Obviously, an important level. But don't forget, if we get down there, we're going to have a very strong downward trend. And then yeah, take that out. We are looking at 50% BTC.D. So yes, that would make people involved in altcoins. Probably Ethereum-based DeFi altcoins, Ethereum itself. Well, on the basis that in the process of this happening, I expect Bitcoin also to be higher than what it is now. That is some massive, that is some eye-watering, blistering gains that are potentially on the table here. So I am definitely excited about this. Definitely excited. Obviously, we've got to break and hold and make progress from this level. We've got to break and hold and make progress from this level. We could get bounced. We could get bounced here. We could paint that head and shoulders. But then if we paint the head and shoulders, and then we break below, we are looking at a target down here anyway. So yeah, I mean, will we get one bounce up here, one pullback in Bitcoin, pullback in this BTC.D, and a chance to load our bags up in altcoins before then we get the dive? Will we? We shall see. Stocks, just like I said, basically once we had this aggressive pullback from here, it was just looking like onwards and upwards. I sound like a bit of an idiot when I'm saying like I said, but yeah, this was looking bad, but then the way we got brought back up and how fast and high, it just looked like this was going onwards and upwards, and that's basically what has happened. DXY still making its moves up, but yeah, remember, it's relative against other currencies, particularly the euro. Also, like I said, until we get into the 92s, until we get above this, we'll actually draw this along here. Until we get above here, holding and start to making progress above here, not worried about any potential actual bullish action in this. The actual real bullish action, other than just this, it's just a pullback, bro. A pullback to the upside, a pull up. But yeah, we've got the daily 9 coming in as well, so maybe that'll be a catalyst for the move back down in this asset. Silver holding up okay. Obviously not holding up here, but holding up okay to say obviously what is going on, because if we do have a look at gold not holding up so much okay, but it is an important level. This is a level where realistically you would expect some sort of a bounce. I mean, we're getting a little bit of a bounce here, but I mean, a test at the top of the range again. Around mid-1900s maybe. If we don't, then if we don't hold here, then yeah, I mean, next target's sub 1700. I mean, and then can we see this in the current environment? Maybe. Who cares about gold anyway? It's all about silver and the gold-silver ratio. As long as this keeps coming down, it is all gravy. So yeah, Tesla. Look at Tesla. Tesla's holding up there anyway. Holding up there. Yeah, I mean, the trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. So there you go, holding up there. So not really too much to read in this, other than if we take out these highs, more upside. If we take out these lows, I mean, realistically, do we just back test here? Not that I'm really that interested in charting Tesla, but let's just get it at least in the right place. If we do, maybe a back test of down here, break that, back test of basically down here, not a back test. If we break here, then we will probably have to seriously consider whether this is done. But many brave shorters have called the Tesla is done now trade, and they've all had their rear ends handed to them. So yeah, Nasdaq here, as you can see, basically closing at all-time highs. Spectacular performance. Who would have thunk it? Are these going up, or is it the currency that they're valued in going down? I wonder. So anyway, so yeah, back to Bitcoin. We'll look at the stochastics. Have we got momentum to bust us through this level? 4 hours indicating not currently. 10 hour, it's probably looking good. This is. Oh, actually, there we go. It was looking good. We did get a move up. We are now turning back down. So 10 hour could start to weigh on price action. 12 hour still got room to run. Daily is clearly gonna have still room to run. 2 day has turned back up. 3 day looking to turn back up. 5 day looking to turn back up at some point. Slow moving one there, and then obviously weekly looking to try and turn back up. So I mean, overall it's telling us the trend is clearly up, which we know that. It is telling us from the 4 and 10 hour that yeah, potentially just consolidating this zone before the higher time frame stochastics and overall trend does kick in, and basically, I mean, at least gets us to test around this prior all-time high, I would assume. And then it's a case of, do we bust through it at that point? Do we consolidate up in the 40Ks before moving up, or do we get a pullback? Obviously keeping it simple with the game of levels. That's realistically what I think all anyone needs to do. Closing the 4 hours above levels or below levels, triggers move to the next levels, and just play the levels basically, guys. So yeah, there you go. That is it. This is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Happy Friday, everybody. The weekend is nearly here. The weekend, so we can all basically do absolutely nothing because there's nothing to do. Although I obviously understand not all of you guys are in the UK, so you maybe have other things to do. So yeah, well, good on you guys. Enjoy it for me also, because I got nothing to do. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys, and I shall speak to you later.